right, welcome back. It is Eric Arnold here in the primary studio, the sports barn, here in the wee hours of, what is it? Thursday the 4th? I think it's the 4th. Yeah, the 4th. Well, welcome back. We're back in our primary studio here. We have 8 games, I think 8 games for you here on Thursday. No, that's wrong. No, that's right. 8 games for Thursday. And we're going to recap our night tonight. We actually won. Can you believe that? We had a winning night. 11-5 tonight. So, hooray! Before we get into that, put my production hat on here. We had another complaint about the sound. So that's primarily why we're back in the primary studio. I shoot these things in the wee hours of the morning, and my wife works. So, if I'm speaking at the top of my lungs and enunciating and projecting, in the house while she's sleeping, that leads to problems for me. I know you don't give a shit about that, but that leads to problems for me. So, when we're in the secondary studio, sometimes we talk in hushed tones just so I can not wake her up. That's, like I said, you don't give a shit about that, but that's my problem. So we're back in the primary studio. It's not too cold out here tonight, so figured we'd come out here. I mean, after all, I think we're contractually obligated to come out here periodically since that's in the title of all my videos. So we're out in the barn here. Good. Let's see, what else? I had made a couple notes here as I was, doing my handicapping for Thursday. Hey, I wanted to say thanks to Brooklyn Lou number 4. I don't know if he's a subscriber, but he made a nice comment that I really appreciated. When you're just racking up loser after loser after loser, it gets a little depressing. It just runs you down a little bit, and you start to question, what you're doing. It's like, why am I even making these videos? What am I doing here? I mean, is anyone like this? This just seems like a waste of everybody's time. So I really appreciate the comments there from Brooklyn Lou, who accurately did predict that UConn would win, and he did predict that I would have a winning night. So, hey, salute to you, man. Thanks. I really appreciate it. What else? I'm listening to I'm watching the Oregon game. A lot of times I just watch these games with the sound off because I'm trying to, handicap the next day's card at the same time while I'm watching these other games. And it's hard to do both at the same time and concentrate. But, this is such a big game for the Pac-12 title. I gotta watch it. So I turned it on the sound, and of course Bill Walton's doing the game, and I really enjoy listening to him do the games. I'm sure, let's put it this way, I enjoy watching or listening to him do the games when we're winning. If we were losing, it could get annoying. But, we were winning tonight, so, give me all the Eugene from Eugene, in Eugene, and with Eugene, and all the other stuff he makes up on the fly. The one thing he said there, though, it's like, how can you say that? He gets away with this, I guess. He's talking there about the Oregon Ducks are starting to feel good about themselves, and they're playing well, and they're starting to strut their stuff, and he's like, look at them. They're fluffing their feathers. They're fluffing their feathers. I love fluffers. It's like, you can't say that. You can't say that. I guess that you can say, probably most of ESPN's executives probably don't know what fluffers are, so that's why he gets away with it. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's rip through Wednesday here. Recap. I think I mostly had all the important games. It was such a big night of basketball here as we're, everybody's elbowing for a position, trying to make this tournament. The A10 tournament, St. Joe's, they survived. That's a bad team, but all of a sudden they've caught fire at the end of the year. One of their best players has been out all year. Now he's come back to play like the last 4 games, and they've won them all. So they get the season series with LaSalle 2-1. They beat them. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm trying to be a little more flexible in my thinking on these coaches, and that, I tell myself I don't want that coach ever. I'm not going to bet that coach. And we did mix it up here. Billy Lang, not normally a guy we would play, but we did, and he paid off. So good. George Washington, not enough. That was one I didn't love to begin with, and then I just thought, we're in the wrong place here. I mean, they're just not, it's going to be too close of a game. It's going to be such a bad game. Both teams are going to play so poorly. Neither one of them is going to be able to win by 7 points. So that was an L. But then we started hitting some. Syracuse, they pulled through like champions. And they still have these guys marked outside the tournament. I'm a little surprised by that. I guess they demand another win from these guys, but they got this one. Maybe they need a road win. I don't know. Wichita State, they beat a not very good Tulane team with the American title within their grasp, so they got that done. I like this UConn team. I mean, we failed with them a couple times this year, but this is a team I like, and they definitely played well tonight. This wasn't a squeak by type deal. They won this one pretty convincingly. So UConn gets done. Missouri, that we were real happy with that. I was going to say the hero of the night had to have been in this game, and I forgot to look up the kid's first name. Number 12, D. Smith. Whoever he was, he tie game, last possession, clock winding down, tied at, 70, and I'm thinking, oh boy, we're screwed. Here we go to overtime again, and we're going to lose in overtime. And he drove by his man and reverse layup, just beat the shot blocker, just beat the buzzer, bang, winner, 72-70. You're the hero, D. Smith. Salute. So, happy there. Penn State, easy winner. Minnesota, folding the tents. In a way, you almost wonder, does Richard Pitino now get fired? I mean, this is a pretty bad collapse here by Minnesota. I don't know. I guess they don't fire coaches in Minnesota. I don't know. We didn't get this one. Providence, they just not the same team, I guess, that they normally have there. I think St. John's is a much better St. John's than they normally are. Is it Mike Anderson? Mike Anderson from Arkansas, superior to Chris Mullen as a coach. So St. John's, they got it done. We lose. NC State keeps rolling for us. That's a team, perfect spot. We love to play against Mike Bray and Notre Dame. So nice. We got that one, easy winner there. Let's see. I'm questioning the wisdom of I keep playing these tournament games and these mid-majors that I know nothing about, but we got this one right. That was just a ton of points, and Belmont's not playing particularly well at the moment, so Edwardsville was able to hug close enough to him and get the cover. Creighton never showed up. Perhaps Plantation Gate was more damning than I thought it was. And Villanova lost one of their best players. So I think they're in big trouble now because Colin Gillespie, he went down with a knee injury in the first half, and he was on crutches. before the end of the night. So that looks significant. What is it, day the 4th? He's got 16 days before the start of the tournament. It's 15 days. Dude, that's tough. I don't know. How do you go from crutches to being an effective D1 college player in 15 days? So not looking good there for Villanova, even though they get the win tonight and beat us. We got lucky here with Mississippi State. They won by 6. We were laying 5.5. Texas A&M played really hard. They just couldn't hit a shot, thank God. And Mississippi State did just enough. Oregon UCLA, this is game of the night, I imagine, as far as importance, probably excitement too. I love to bash Mick Cronin because he has a below 500 against the spread record. As great as his record is, and he just doesn't cover numbers. And I'll say this: this guy must be a great coach, because just watching that game tonight, I'm thinking, how is this guy even in the game? His players look so untalented compared to these Oregon guys. And he's still there. He had the lead into the second half, and then his team, I think, just wore out. So I don't know why he doesn't cover numbers, but he doesn't. He probably never should have been there to begin with. He gets his team places where they shouldn't be. But Oregon, they got the win, and it's not over yet. They still got to win again at Oregon State, and I think that could be a hell of a game Saturday, I think. So that'll be exciting there. I assume, I don't know what time that game is, if they'll play that late night or they play these games at all hours of the day and night now because there's no fans, but and then Boston College, that was I guess our last winner of the night. They did what we had hoped they would do, quit. That Florida State would just get out and run on them, and they're coming off a big layoff, and no match whatsoever for Florida State. So Florida State was able to pull away from them in the last 5 minutes and win easy. And then the last two, we were on the way for a fantastic night, and then we dropped the last two. Stanford looked like they were nailed to the floor tonight. I don't know what, they were just exhausted. They did not show up at all. Just 3 steps slower than USC all night. Don't know what happened there. And then Morehead State, I knew this was a mistake. I knew it was a mistake as I was saying it. It was like, oh shit, what am I saying? Why do I have this team? So that was an L. So 11 wins, 5 losses. For us, that's like, Christmas come early or late, whatever it is. We needed that like a dead man needs a burial. So thank God. All right. One other note I saw news that I guess New York State is talking that they're going to require the vaccinations in order to attend sporting events, or any kind of, theater or crowd type gathering. I'm not sure how they're going to hook that up, but I fully expected this. If you think the government's going to let you just return to your previous life without the vaccination, I think you're crazy. I don't want the vaccination, but I don't mind getting it if they'll let me go back to my life. So sure, give it to me. Oh, wait, you don't have it, do you? Oh, you do have it, but you won't give it to me or anyone else for that matter. You won't give it to my elderly in-laws or anyone else that's 1A. I've complained and complained. I wrote an angry letter to the newspaper. I complained to my state senator. I complained to my state representative. No one listens. It's like everybody seems to think that this is being administered here in Pennsylvania in an efficient manner, whereas states like Florida, they're halfway done already. We haven't even started here in Pennsylvania. I mean, I'd, assign some cynical motives to that possibly, as if, maybe nobody wants us to get it here in Pennsylvania, but no, that'd be crazy talk. The same people that brought you nursing home disaster and deaths, they wouldn't do that. That's nuts. All right, what's next? All right, let's get our 8 picks here. Get that up here. Well, I guess we'll just go back to the A-10 turn. I go and I flip on the TV, trying to find some of these early games, and I know it's on like the computer and whatnot. I guess I was just surprised in that here you have an actual tournament, play-in type game, and nobody has it. ESPN showing replays of games that happened earlier in the week. Other than showing live sports, they're showing recorded sports. I don't know. I still say there's a huge market for another network to come in and broadcast a lot of these, mid-major conferences. I still say, whatever conference signs the deal with Barstool, that's going to be the hottest thing going. So I'm waiting for that. But 11 a.m., A-10 down in Richmond. Richmond on their home floor. We got Duquesne here, and then I cannot remember why. There was a reason, and I did this hours ago, and I just forget the reason. I just think that Duquesne is starting to play. I think it was just basically one team looks like it's playing better. The other team looks like it's just kind of, not playing too well. And I think that was basically it. So, that was why we had Duquesne there. St. Joe's, we'll just stay with them. UMASS is nothing special. St. Joe's seems to be hot for the moment. Why not? We'll just stay with St. Joe's until they get beat, I guess. I'm not sure that's the best logic in the world, but they're there. They're in a rhythm. They just won over a rival to go turn right back around and play again in 24 hours. I don't think they're tired. I think, that the senior, Dale, he hadn't played all year, so he should be fresh. So we'll take St. Joe's again. Dayton, Rhode Island. Okay, I remember the rationale for this. These two teams have already played twice. They've split. Dayton won on their floor at home, and then they lost in overtime at Rhode Island. And in that game, Dayton was up 18 points with about 10 minutes to go and blew it. As I assume Rhode Island just did, crazy shit like, hit like 9 threes in a row or something like that. So my thinking is Dayton's clearly better than Rhode Island, other than that 9 or 10 minute blip. They've outplayed these guys pretty clearly in the matchups head to head this year. So I'm kind of thinking Dayton's just going to do what they do and outclass Rhode Island and get the win and cover here, unless something unusual happens, like, Rhode Island tears off a 18-0 run like they did in that second game. Let's see, Oklahoma State, Baylor. I don't know, Baylor, they're coming off that big layoff still. They got what they wanted. They got the Big 12 title. They get to hang a banner in their building. No Baylor team has done that since Harry Truman was president. That has got to be, that's something that they can't take it away. That's something they'll always have. But now this game just doesn't really matter all that much to them. They're probably going to end up being a number 1 seed no matter what they do if they win or lose this game. Oklahoma State is just playing really well right now. They're just having fun playing. They go out, it's a close game, and they're finding ways to win them. So I don't see any reason why Oklahoma State's going to go down there and just, lay an egg. I think they're going to go down there and play hard. They'll probably have one of the best players on the court in Cunningham. 11.5, that seems like a nice juicy number for us. So we'll take that number and see if Oklahoma State can hang with Baylor. Let's see. What's Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, all right. Well, here's a good one. Michigan State, Michigan. Yeah, we were all over Michigan. They just looked unbeatable. And then they threw a rod against Illinois. I don't know what happened there. I guess, they just, everybody, collapses at some point. So they did. Ooh, my phone's running out of juice here, so I'm going to talk fast. Michigan State needs this game. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. They have 2 back-to-back games with Michigan. I think they're going to hit them with the kitchen sink here in the first game at Michigan and try like hell to, get that one game they need. So I expect Michigan State's hardest effort in this game, trying to catch Michigan maybe asleep a little bit on their home floor, just like Illinois did. So 12.5 points. Michigan State might, muck this up a little bit and, keep the score low. 12.5 is a lot of points. I think we just have to try here with Michigan State and the underdog. There's a couple of these UTEP, Kansas, these non-conference games. There was another one, Vanderbilt, Cincinnati, but I generally in these kind of, out of conference, the power conference hosting the non-power conference team, I'll generally go with the blue blood. It looks like a sandwich spot. Kansas coming off the big win over Baylor, and now they're going to take a break against poor old UTEP. I don't know. I mean, this might be a spot where Kansas might get their backups in and just let them go to work. And in other words, we're not just going to run, a vanilla office with the backups. We're going to really go out and try to hammer UTEP with all our players for 40 minutes. So we're going to take Kansas and lay the points. Iowa, they had a huge win in Ohio State. Nebraska's been playing well. They've been playing pretty well, even after Teddy Teddy Buckets quit. Now, they don't seem to miss him. They've won 2 games without him. I don't think they've gotten beaten by more than 20 points all year. That's a lot of points. I think Nebraska will hang in there. We'll take Nebraska. And then late night here, just looks to me like Eastern Kentucky. They've had a better than expected year. Austin Peay has had a worse than expected year. We'll take Eastern Kentucky and lay the 3. So that's it. That's what we got. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Hit the like button if you care to. That always makes me feel good. Makes me a better handicapper. So appreciate everyone that's come through, everyone that's subscribed lately. Hey, it's been a winning night. Let's get some more. Let's get another one tomorrow. Hey, let's put together a streak. That would really be exciting. Okay, thanks. From me to you, good basketball.